I'm now going to do a few walkthrough solves of my advanced method using some of my advanced tricks to help you put it all together and may show you something you didn't know. Let's get into it. Here is scramble number 1. Looking at the scramble, my first thing that I see is this red and green. Looking at it a bit more, it doesn't look too good because none of my tips will be in, my third tips will be in good places after I put this in. If I was going to do green, it'd be like that. If I was going to do red, it'd be like that. It's not the worst though. I'm going to look at a few other things. What I decide on is actually pretty much just doing this, except with one difference. You can see our last red tip is right here. So inspection, I would see it's not going to be in the greatest place to do our third tip. What I would actually do is do a double move first. And then, when I put this in, you can see I'd have all 3 made. This is by doing a double move there that does not affect this move, so we can still do it later. So, starting the solve, I do this double move. I would then, as I rotate down here, move this to the back. Because it's a 1-move insert, and this would result in a last tip on bottom case, I'm going to skip it by moving that to the back and doing my anti-sledge there and a double move to solve all the tips. Once all the tips are solved, we can go into CP, which in this case is just a 2-2 swap, which you should know. That's it for solve 1. Let's move into the next scramble. Here is scramble number 2. Looking at the scramble, I'll see the first pair I see is this yellow and red, which can pair up in 1 move like this. Looking at my next tips, don't see anything great. Oh, actually, there we go. I would do this move, but instead of leaving this red tip there, before that I would move it down. That way, this would then make all 3. But again, very similar to last time, I'm going to cancel into my anti-sledge because it's on bottom, and fix my double move to solve all tips. Then, for getting these centers solved, because I'm from this orientation, I would do that U-per-malc. And that's it for solve 2. I hope these aren't going too quick, but we're going to do number 3 now. Here is scramble number 3. The first pair I see that I could do is this green and yellow pair right here. And then I also see this pair with this green and red that could be done in 1 double move. And lucky enough, doing this double move does not affect this, so I can do 2 moves to first 3. You can a lot of times find something like this. You don't usually have to do insertions during solves if you have good enough inspection like that. Next, I would move on to my last tip because it matches up over here. Do normal sledge, and I'm left with CP, which is just a 2 swap. That's it for solve 3. Moving on to solve 4. Okay, my first idea when I saw this 4th scramble was that I could do this, and I'd have this rocket case where 1 pair is made, and using these, I could do sledges. I'd do an anti-sledge over here, and then do anti-sledge over here, and I'd have all my tips solved. But I did not decide to do that. Instead, I did not end up doing that though. What I saw instead was this green and red pair here, and that wouldn't leave us with a very good green or red. And then I saw this green and yellow pair down here with a double move, and again, this does not affect that, so I'm going to do my 2 move first layer like that. We're not doing very many insertions. Then I go over here, and I can recognize as I do my triple sledge here, there was a 2 swap in back. This was on the side, meaning it will be an odd number of sledges and swap those centers, so it should be solved as I finish this. Stop it, and sure enough, that sledge swapped those 2 centers, and the cube is solved. 5th solve now. For scramble number 5, I try and find the same thing I've been doing this whole time. I want to find a couple of moves that can get my first 3 tips done, hopefully without insertion, but if so, it's not that bad. And I find one. I see that this would pair up that yellow and blue, and I decided to go with blue because yellow is kind of an awkward spot to manipulate here. So working with this last blue tip here, I see that the best way to actually get in its spot is by doing this double move that we have there. Well, that two mover to pair it up that we learned before. Now the first move of both these is actually the same. We go up. Then I decide to put that in and move this up. So my first moves on this are, and I make my blue layer. Then I come over here, I look at that real quick, and I'm doing my triple sledge. It's harder because it's a 3 cycle, but I know red will be over here, so it's probably going to be a 2 swap. And yep, it's a 2 swap over here. And that's it for these walkthrough solves. Hope they were helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.